Hello everyone and welcome to a new lecture. In this video we are going to talk about binary arithmetics. So how can we do addition, multiplication, for example, subtraction and division in binary numbers. Okay, so it is very simple. We will start with addition or binary addition, and basically there are four rules for addition. So actually there are four possibilities. So what happens if I add 0 to 0? Well, 0 to 0 in binary is 0. Okay, what happens if I add 1 to 0? Well, 1 to 0 is 1, okay, and 0 to 1 is 1. However, 1 plus 1 equals to 0. It's not just 0, it is 0 and then 1 carried, okay? Because if you think of it, 1 plus 1 equals 2, and 2 in binary is 1, 0. So when you have an addition of 1 plus 1, you'll write 0 underneath, and then you will carry 1. And then if you have another number, you will add that to it. If you don't, you'll just bring it down. Okay, and I'll show you in a second what I mean. Okay, so these are the rules. 0 plus 0 equals 0, 1 plus 0 equals 1, 0 plus 1 equals 1, 1 plus 1 equals 0, and then you carry 1. Okay, so let me give you an example. Suppose you are adding 1, 1 to 1, 0, 1. Okay, all the addition rules are exactly the same way that you do it in decimal base or in base 10, you would do it here. However, just you have to keep in mind that only those four results are acceptable. 1 plus 1 equals to 0, and then you carry 1. 0 plus 1 equals to 1. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. And 0 plus 0 equals 0. So let's do this. Let's see what is the addition of 1, 1 to 1, 0, 1. Okay? Actually, 1, 1 equals to 3 in 10 base or base 10. 1, 0, 1 equals to 5. 5 plus 3 equals to 8. And 8 in binary is 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so let's see if we will get that. So let's go to our space to do the addition. So we are adding 1, 0, 1 to 1, 1. Okay, and right away, as you can see, I have 1 added to 1. So 1 to 1 equals to 0, as I showed you, equals to 0, and then you have 1 on top. You will carry 1. Okay, so it will be 0 right here, and then I have 1 on top. So 1 plus 0 equals to 1, and 1 plus 1 equals to 0. And then I have to carry another 1 right here. Okay, so I'll put 0 down, and then I have another 1 on top. So 1 plus 1 equals to 0, but then since we don't have any other digit to carry 1 on top of it, it will just equal to 1, 0. Okay, so it will be 1, 0, 0, 0. So 1, 1 plus 1, 0, 1 equals to 1, 0, 0, 0. Or 3 plus 5 equals to 8. 8 in binary is 1, 0, 0, 0. And just to repeat it, so 1 plus 1 equals to 0, and then you carry 1. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. 1 plus 1 equals to 0. You put 0, and then you carry 1 on top. 1 plus 1 equals to 2. 2 in binary equals to 1, 0. Therefore, we will have 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay, that is 3 plus 5 in decimal. So what happens if I add, for example, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0 to 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, so with 4 zeros? Well, this is 20 plus 16 in decimal or in base 10, okay, and equals to 36 in base 10, and 36 in base 10 is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. So let's see if we will get this. So let's go to the space to do the addition. So 1, 0, 1, 0, 0 added to 1, 0, 0, 0, 0 with 4 zeros, it will give us, so 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, and 1 plus 1 equals to 2. Okay, it actually equals to 0, and then you carry 1. However, since we don't have any other digits after the 1, then it will equal to 2. 2 in binary is 1, 0. And this is what we got. We got 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. So 20 plus 16 in base 10 equals to 36. 1, 0, 1, 0, 0 added to 1, 0, 0, 0, 0 in base 2 equals to 36 in base 10, and equals to 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 in base 2. Okay, so this is basically how we do addition in binary numbers or in binary base. And just keep in mind the four rules. 1 plus 1 equals to 1, 0 in case you don't have any other digits, or it equals to 0 and then you carry 1. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. 0 plus 1 equals to 1, and 0 plus 0 equals to 0. And all the other rules, okay, that you learned to add two numbers in decimal numbers or in base 10, it will be the same thing for binary numbers or base 2. Okay, so now let's talk about subtraction. How do we do subtraction in binary numbers or in base 2? Well, 0 minus 0 is just 0. Okay, 1 minus 0 is 1. Okay, however, 0 minus 1, it equals to 1. And the reason is because if you are subtracting 0 from 1, you have to borrow a number from the one that is to the left of it. You'll borrow 1, and then when you add 1 to 0, it will be 2. You might say, well, how is that possible? How is 1 added to 0 and then minus 1? It will equal to 1. Well, don't think of it this way. Think of it that you have a 0, and then you add another place value to it. So it will be 1, 0. Okay, when you have the 1 on top of the 0, it will be 1, 0. 1, 0 is 2. 2 minus 1 will give you 1. And it is the same thing when we do subtraction in, for example, base 10. So suppose you have 11, okay? So suppose you have 11, it consists of 1, 1, and then underneath it you have 3. So you are subtracting 3 from 11, okay? Or you are subtracting 4, for example, it does not matter. So 11 minus 4, okay? So you have 1, 1, underneath the first one you have a 4, okay? So when you do the subtraction, you say 1 minus 4. Since 1 cannot be subtracted from 4, you go to the one that is beside it, the one to the left, you borrow 1, and then you add it to the 1, to the first one. However, it's not going to be 2, okay? It will turn to 11, okay? You add 10 to it, okay? So 11 minus 4, it will give you 7, okay? 7 plus 4 equals to 11. 11 minus 4 equals to 7. Okay, it is the same thing when you are adding 1 to a 0 and then minus 1 to it. It will not be 1 plus 0 to turn it to 1. It will be 1 plus 0. It will turn to 2. So 2 minus 1 equals to 1. Okay, keep that in mind. And then 1 minus 1 equals to 0. So keep these 4 rules in mind, and all the other rules are the same. Let me give you an example. Suppose you are subtracting 1, 0, 1 from 1, 1. Okay, so this is equal to subtracting 3 from 5, which equals to 2 in base 10. Okay, and 2 equals to 1, 0. So let's see if we will get that when we do the subtraction in base 2. So 1, 0, 1 subtracted from 1, 1. So 1 from 1 equals to 0. Okay, 0 from 1, you cannot subtract 0 from 1, you have to borrow 1. Okay, so you borrow 1 from this one, so this will be 0, and this 0 will be 2. So 2 from 1 equals to 1. Okay, so this will be 1, 0. So 1, 0, which equals to 2. 2 subtracted from 1 will give you 1. So as you can see, 5 minus 3 will give us 2. So 1, 0, 1 minus 1, 1 will give us 1, 0. Okay, so let me give you another example. Suppose we are subtracting 1, 0, 1, 0 minus 1, 1, 1. So 1, 0, 1, 0 is 10 in decimal. 1, 1, 1 is 7 in decimal. 10 minus 7 equals to 3, and 3 in binary equals to 1, 1. Okay, you can always convert your numbers that is in binary to decimal. Do whatever operation that you want to do and then convert them back, or you can do it straightforward like this. That's why I'm teaching you this, because this is faster. You are not going back and forth between binary and decimal in order to do the operation. You will do it straightforward. Okay, I just want you to know that you have another option. However, I think this is faster. So let's subtract 1, 0, 1, 0 from 1, 1, 1. Okay, so let's go to our space. We have 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1 underneath. So if we subtract 0 from 1, that cannot be done. We have to borrow 1 from here. So we will borrow 1, and we're going to do everything mentally. So let's try. So we will borrow 1 right here, and this 0 will turn to 2. 2 minus 1, or 1, 0 minus 1 will give us 1. Okay, and then we go to the other side. So here we have a 0. Okay, 0 minus 1, it cannot give us anything. We will go to the next of it. Next of it is 0. We will go to the last one. We will borrow 1 from here and then give it to this 0. It will turn to 1, 0. It will turn to 2. Okay, we will take another 1 from it. It will turn to 1. okay, and then we will give it to this 0. It's 1, however, it's 0 because we borrowed 1 from it. It will turn to 1, 0. 1, 0 from 1 will give us 1, okay? And this right here, it has already turned to 1. So 1 minus 1 will give us 0. So 1, 0, 1, 0 from 1, 1, 1 equals to 1, 1. So 10 minus 7 equals to 3 in decimal. 1, 0, 1, 0 minus 1, 1, 1 in binary equals to 1, 1. 1, 1 is 3 in decimal. Okay, so that is basically how we do subtraction in binary numbers. So as simple as that. Let me show you how we could do multiplication in binary numbers. Okay, so binary multiplication. So what are the possibilities or the rules? Well, 0 times 0 will give you 0 for sure. 1 times 0 will give you 0. 0 times 1 will give you 0. And 1 times 1 will give you 1. And you do all the other things like we do it in decimal numbers or in base 10. Okay, so let's say we are multiplying 1, 0, 1 by 1, 1. So that is 5 by 3, which equals to 15. And 15 in binary is 1, 1, 1, 1. So let's see if we will get that. Okay, so we are multiplying 1, 0, 1 by 1, 1. So 1 times 1 will give us 1. Okay, 1 times 0 will give us 0. And 1 times 1 will give us 1. Okay, it's very straightforward. And then we have this 1. So 1 times 1 will give us 1. 1 times 0 will give us 0. 1 times 1 will give us 1. As you can see, I'm doing everything, or I'm doing multiplication like I'm doing it in base 10. So I do the first one, I do the first digit multiplication by everything, and then I come down, I move one digit to the left, and then I do everything else. Okay, everything that I'm doing right here, multiplication, is the same thing that you do multiplication in decimal numbers. So if we add everything right here, so it will be, we will bring the 1 down. 0 plus 1 will be 1. Okay, so this is this one right here. 0 plus 1 will be 1. 1 plus 0 will be 1, and 1 will bring it down because we don't have anything on top. So it will be 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, 1, 1, 1 equals to 15 in decimal numbers. So as you can see, multiplication is very, very easy to do in binary numbers. If you know how to add numbers in binary numbers, then you could do multiplication in binary numbers. Okay, so I'll just give you one example because I think it's very, very easy. So now how could we do division in binary numbers? So division is, again, is very, very simple. It has 4 rules. 0 by 0, it will give you 0. 1 by 0, it will give you 0. 0 by 1, it will give you 0. And 1 by 1, it will give you 1. Okay, so let me give you an example. Suppose we are dividing 1, 1, 0 by 1, 0. So we are dividing 6 by 2. Okay, it will give you 3, and it will give us 1, 1 in binary numbers. So let's do this division. We will do it long division. Okay, so again, the same way that you do long division in base 10, you would do it right here in base 2. Okay, so 1 divided by 1, 0. So 1 is 1, 1, 0 is 2. You cannot do that. Okay, so you'll go to the next digit. So 1, 1, 1, 1 is 3. Okay, 1, 1 divided by 1, 0. So 3 could be divided by 2. So we will have 1. Okay, we have 1, 2 in a 3. We have 1, 1, 0 in 1, 1. Okay, and then multiply 1 by 1, 0. It will give you 1, 0. And then if we do the subtraction, we will get 1 in return. Okay, 1 cannot be divided by 1, 0. So we have to bring this 0 down. Okay, we will bring the 0 down. And 1, 0 divided by 1, 0 is 1. Okay, 1 multiplied by 1, 0. It will give you 1, 0. If we do the subtraction, we will get 0. So how many 1 zeros do we have in a 1, 1, 0? Well, we have 1, 1. We have, if you translate this into decimal, we have 3 2's in a 6. If you divide 1, 1, 0 by 1, 0, it will give you 1, 1. And as simple as that, we could do division in binary numbers. I suggest you practice. Okay, you practice how to do division, how to do multiplication, how to do subtraction and addition in binary numbers. If you just come up with numbers, so in the previous lecture I provide you with a link that will give you the equivalent of a binary number to a decimal number, okay, and try to do a subtraction, for example, a addition or a multiplication or a division. And if you go to the description of this lecture, I'll provide a link that will give you a calculator that you could do multiplication, addition, subtraction, and division in binary numbers. So I suggest you practice until you feel you are in control of the operations of how to do arithmetic in binary numbers. And with this, we come to the end of this lecture.